Hawaiians from Wainiha and Hanalei are well known on Kauai's North Shore, and by people from everywhere because they have played music for over 11 years at the famous or infamous Tahiti Nui in Hanalei. They all grew up listening and learning to play Hawaiian music in Hawaii and even Los Angeles, went to various professions to support their families, and now truly enjoy getting together and playing Hawaiian backyard music. Among their favorite songs are those about Hanalei and Kauai, composed by Alfred Alohikia.
Born and raised in Wainiha, the furthest part in Wainiha above the power plant. I was the last of 15 children, and probably the only musician that played professionally from our family. My dad and my mom really didn't appreciate us playing music. You know, they wanted only us to work in a tariff patch and work at home, but we learned actually our music from our school teacher, Rebecca Haole, and it was made mandatory. All the kids, there's only 20 kids in school anyway, but everybody from first grade to 8th grade learned how to play, not how to play music, but how to sing, the chords and all, and we sang all the old songs like Omakala, Ua and all that, which nobody does today. But, and all the legends, this lady was. Now, if you go back and you talk to all these old guys, not too many more around, I'm probably the last one around, but they will tell you that she was the one that made us start in music. And as I grew older, I played music with many people. I mean, lots of them, from Honolulu, from Maui, from Hawaii, from Kekaha, actually from Mana to Haena, really. You know, I played with they were good, those guys. All old time guys. We all played only old time Hawaiian music. You know, never did play the more jazz kind of stuff. You know, today we play really actually bar music. We don't play Hawaiian music anymore, all bar music. But those days it was just plain old backyard, you know, all the old time. And the drunker they get, the more loud they sound. We didn't have any microphones. They had so much fun. But those guys they had to actually drink first before, you know, they were quiet. The Hawaiians are quiet people, you know, they kind of stay back a little bit. But there's much, much more about all these good people that live in Haena. Haena was a great place. Some of you guys don't know this, that one of the greatest composers, Alfred Alohikia, he and his two sons, every New Year's Eve, they used to ride on the horses, and with Jacob Mack and all these, and our house was the last house they came up in Wainiha. My mom had all this bread made, beer, okole all ready for them. They come in, and they used to stand up on the outside, right by the road, tidy horses, and the three of them used to blow saxophone. The father played tenor sax, one of the sons played alto, and the other played soprano. What a beautiful sound! Wow, what a beautiful sound! And all us kids used to be inside in the hallway, peeping through the watching all the always coming. To me, it's a group of Hawaiians having a party. And you know, the Hawaiian party goes on for days. You're not talking about the luau night or the luau day. It goes from beginning, before the party start and after the party. So that's backyard music. They sing any kind of, and they even would sing some Haole songs too, because they know, like Up the Lazy River, that was a popular song in the old days before. I feel great, yeah, really, yeah. Takes me back. My whole thing goes all back to these guys. Great people, great people. We could go on forever.
Well, when I was a small kid, I used to play music. Actually, I came from Haole, raised up down there, and played with John P. Hawaiians at the Hana Ranch Hotel. I lied my age because I couldn't play music at the time in a hotel, you know, so I lied my age. I told them I was 14 years old, but I only was 11 at that time. I was pulling bass for John P. Hawaiians. In order to have his name to be P. Ilani, he had to make a recorder. So he asked me, can I use the name P. Ilani? I said, you don't ask me, I'm only a young boy. You got to see the man who brought me into the world. That was my dad. You know, so he asked my dad, hey, could I carry the name P. Ilani? Because I was making records and everything. Because I was a Haole, and they needed a Hawaiian name, or else he couldn't make his records. Other than that, my dad said, okay. So from that time on, we play music at Hana. I left Hana in 1954. I left in Hana after my mom died. Actually, my dad is Judge Kaauwai P. Ilani, my dad. My mom is Julia Kaauwai, you know, and my great-grandfather, I didn't see him. And I see my second grandfather as what my dad. And that's when I seen him. I seen him for just one day, and he passed away.
Remember his name?
His name was Kaauwai. Yeah, was his Hawaiian name. Yeah.
You have brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I have one brother, 4 sisters.
They play music?
Nobody plays, only me. Only me. They all was suck 'em up and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm the only one playing music.
And you're the only family up here on Kauai?
Yes. I'm the only one.
Now you live on the
I live at Pinfield. I stay with all the Haoles up there. You know, they try to get come closer to me, but it's pretty hard. The skin different.
That's okay. When did you first start playing music, and who actually got you started?
John P. Hawaiians.
Right from the get-go?
Yes. And that's why Wabizo, and that's why I learned it, you know, to play. And then we played in Waikiki. Play for Shaka, you know, Lipe Spinda. Yeah. Play down there. Oh, better place we played in Waikiki at that time.
Who's your favorite musician?
Happy Hawaiians.
And I guess
Hawaii. Isaac and all them guys.
Okay. So was P. Ilani your biggest influence in music, or he started you out and you started listening to other people?
He started me out. Yeah, the P. Ilani working in the clan of Hawaiian music, you know, you never know. And I meet all the musicians, like even you, Coco, and everybody. Yeah.
What other instruments you play besides bass?
I play guitar and bass.
Guitar and bass?
Yeah, but mostly bass.
What about hula?
Lili bit hula. You know, I love music. I love my Hawaiians.
Mai ka'i mahalo.
Mahalo.
Born in Wainiha, Kauai, 1940. My parents are Edward K. Kewapu'ule and Nancy Malia Hano. My mom was Hano. And I had like 4 brothers and 5 sisters. And well, we lost 4 in a 19 tidal wave, 1946. We were caught in a tidal wave at the time, no siren, nothing. My mom started to work in Honolulu, so we left here in 1950. I didn't go to school because I had to help my mom take care of my dad. I didn't graduate, nothing. So it helps. I did a lot. We learned from our dad to play music. All by ear. We didn't even go learn how. I started in a group in Honolulu in '67 with my brother-in-law. Now omanawanui. He had our own group was the Nui Serenaders. Yeah, and then from there, go around listening to music, and my favorite was Auntie Genora Kiavi. And the B Sisters, they taught me a lot too, also. In Kaniohi, Rice Bowl.
Yeah, Rice Bowl.
And then Honey's Tavern with Auntie Malin Sai.
Okay. Oh,
So,
yes.
yeah, all over. I've been playing long time too with our group, omanawanui. And so, that's it. And then I came home. We came back. I came home in 1980, continue on playing music.
Beautiful.
And I just love my Hawaiian music. Just love entertainment.
And hula,
And hula, we do the hula.
you learned from, you went halal.
Auntie Mikey Ayu. Auntie Mikey Ayu from in Honolulu. From 50 to 70. I, continue on with her daughters dancing hula.
Who's your favorite artist? Number one in your heart.
No. Mom, well, Mom's always, she's still here, but she always happy when I'm still, she tells me to keep up on playing Hawaiian music because keep up all the generation way back.
Beautiful.
So I said, yes, I will.
Born and raised in Kauai town, and been living there since, and haven't moved anywhere. So most of my life I've been on this island. So
Your brothers and sisters?
yeah, I have
still alive?
8 brothers, 7 sisters at that time. So, but now we're down to about 12 left. So not 12, but about 9 left. So
Musicians in the family?
almost all of them. Besides them, most all the girls are hula dancers, and most all the men are all play instruments of
Your
some
parents?
kind.
Your parents also?
My parents, no. They never played anything, so. But we just picked up just from the backyard kind of thing. Just everybody just get together and everybody just pick up. Nobody trains us or anything like that. We just pick up an instrument and start playing, just watching the next guy. Until about 1941 or 1942 when the war broke out. Then we had USO in Kauai town, and being that we were too young to play in front of the crowd, so we played behind the curtain while my sisters danced. So so that we could be playing music. So
That's
So
great
yeah.
story. How did you get involved with the Happy Hawaiians?
Well, it just so happened that we were just playing music, you know. We played at Tahiti Nui for a long time, and nobody gets paid, you know. And everybody just sits there and just play. And then when Louise would call, we'd all go out and sing. We'd take turns, go out and sing for the tourists. And one day, I guess Haole Pete says, "Let's form a band," so we did.
Who was your biggest influence when it came to music? What style of music?
A lot of influences from my brother Sam. He played steel guitar, and he played, you know, guitar and ukulele and all that. But then as the time went by, then he passed on, and then so everything fell on my brother Johnny. So himself and my brother Bully, three of us used to just form a group and then just go out and sing. And of course, we sang a lot in the church choirs and all that.
What is your favorite style of playing music?
Just me, I'm just a strummer. You know, I don't pick or anything like that. I just strum along with the rest of the guys. They play, I follow.
How do you feel about backyard music? What does it do for you? What do you think about whenever you hear that?
Well, you know, it just takes me back in time. You know, it just takes me back in time, and like back in 1946 when the tidal wave came. You know, we were already playing music as a group, but you know, I was only in the 6th grade, so you know, and then as you hear other people in the background, you right away you want to grab a guitar and then play with them. You know, grab an ukulele and start playing. So, and as the years go by, you begin to learn more and more about backyard music. And in fact, from that music, that's when you learn more, because like singing in the church, you know, you learn all these church songs. You learn how to pronounce Hawaiian music in the Hawaiian language and all that. And then from there you pick up, then you start picking up on the outside, like when you go out and play, like when we were playing at the USO in the Second World War. We learned a lot from that. Well, I think, you know, backyard music shouldn't be just put away.
Well, I was born in Los Angeles, and about 3 months after the war, in 1946, my mom got a job opportunity to come to Honolulu to work for the first woman judge in the territory of Hawaii in those days. And her name was Judge Carrick Buck. My mom became the court clerk. My mom came and got it settled in Waikiki, and then I came about 2 months later. I was 13. And those days there were no apartments, no nothing, no place to live. My mom had a little one bedroom, and no children allowed. So she smuggled me in there. I had to, you know, go into the window. Loved Hawaii, and my mom had a very prestigious job, court clerk. In those days they only paid you once a month. And the pay was $400 a month, and that was big money then. And payday, my mom would take me to Liberty House, buy me a Aloha shirt. We'd go to a seaside cafe in Waikiki, and we'd have turtle steak. In those days, you could eat turtle, and it was wonderful. And about a week before payday, we're broke. She had no more money, but we lived in Kauai Beach, and I used to go diving all the time. So I go dive right in Kauai Beach, hundreds of manini, everything. Samoan crab, you know, it was fabulous. And we'd be eating fish and rice for 1 week. Payday, then we go back to steak and eggs. But it was a good life. I loved it. And used to catch an electric trolley to go to school. I think it cost a nickel to go from Kauai Beach to Stevenson, something like that. We went back to the mainland. Finished high school in the mainland, 1949-50. A lot of the kids in the Hollies in L.A. were playing ukuleles too. So we go to parties and we just started playing. So I just played a little bit, not much. But when I started really playing is when I met some Hawaiians in Santa Monica. And this was 1959-60. Walked into a bar, beer bar, and I was with this Mexican friend of mine, my close friend, and I said, look, hey, there's some Hawaiians playing pool. So I said, oh, well. Anyway, so I introduced myself, and it happened to be Clinton Makikau, Buster Jeremiah, Jimmy Aukai. I don't know if you know Jimmy Aukai. Big Jimmy, he's a monster. And all these Hawaiians. So I said, hey, well, come on to my house. They're no, we don't want to go. You know, they're very aloof, you know. I kept saying, come on. I got some Hawaiian records and stuff. Okay, so then when they said, okay, oh, God, I don't have any money. You know, and in those days, I just drank beer. In quarts, we just drank quarts. So I went and wrote a check at the grocery store, and I bought a case of quarts. At least I had that. We came home, I woke up my wife and said, hey, we're going to meet some Hawaiians. I talked about Hawaii all my life, you know, because so she came out and got her girlfriend next door. Oh, come on over, this is like about 11 at night. And they started, you know, they were playing the ukuleles and playing around. All of a sudden, the Hawaiians got up, these two big monster Hawaiians. One's an ex-wrestler, Makikau and Jimmy Aukai. They took out their shirts and they started doing lovely hula hands. And they said, oh, look at this. And I mean, they were just overwhelmed, you know. So that was that. So then one of the guys that happened to be there was called Buster Jeremiah. We became really close, and he's the one that really started teaching me ukulele. The guy's unbelievable. He can play anything on the uke, just like Eddie Kamai. He's from Kauai, Big Island, and he used to play with Eddie Kamai at Laui Chai's in 1951. Those are the two best ukulele players in all Hawaii. So then I was after my wife. I want to move back to Hawaii. The first guy I met was really Peter Pilani, and that led to meeting all the other guys, and we'd go to Peter's house and jam, and met Honey Girl and her brother Eddie and Haole, and a lot of great musicians. And then we started going to Tahiti Nui. And
Any stories about the Nui?
This is quite a story. So we're in Tahiti Nui. We'd go there usually on Sunday and jam. Bear, Kaauwai, and whoever came got free drinks. So there'd be 15 guys all in playing music. So one time Louise says, why don't you guys come down Friday nights and play every Friday? I said, oh no, Louise, you know, we're retired, we don't want to do that. Yeah, but I'll pay you guys. Right. Oh, okay. I said, well, how much, Louise? There were 7 of us, 7 Happy Hawaiians. Bully Kauai, Bill Kauai, Pete Ilani, Mike Chandler, Bear Kaauwai, Ipo Haumea, and me, the only Haole in the group. And she said, oh, I'll give you guys $175. I said, well, okay. So I said, well, let's go, you guys. So anyway, we formed a little name, Happy Hawaiians. I wanted to call them the Suck 'em Up Gang or something like that. But we settled for the Happy Hawaiians. So we go there. We're having a good time. I mean, just enjoying our playing music and wonderful. After all, pal, I don't know, we finished at 11 o'clock. Louise, oh, that's so good. She gave me the $175. Then she gave me the tab, $250. It cost us money to play there. So that's how we started the Happy Hawaiians, and we played there for 11 and a half years at Tahiti Nui. That's longer. The only group I think that played longer as us is a Society of 7.
How do you feel when you're playing with the boys?
Wonderful. We just have fun. It's just one thing fun to do. It's a wonderful thing.
What does backyard music do for you? Make you think about? What do you think about music?
It's a wonderful camaraderie. You love everybody. You know, we have a really tight bond, all those guys. I mean, you know, it's a wonderful thing.
school in Honolulu and spent most of our time at Kauai during the summer. You know, there's 9 of us in the family, and there's 6 boys, 3 girls. I'm the youngest of the twin. How I started off was when I went to Molokai back in the 50s. My brother and I went for vacation up there, and all the whole Hana get together and start playing music. So I was interested in the way my cousin was playing the guitar. Then I see my uncle was playing the ukulele. And I got interested in playing learning to play the ukulele. So when I came home, I looked around and I seen this friend of mine had a ukulele. Let me borrow your ukulele. So from then on, so I carried on. And during my days in school, a couple of my friends would really get together and we used to play ukulele in a man's bathroom on recess time, and we used to draw a crowd of people who would come in the bathroom. Where is music coming from? My other brother that plays ukulele, 2 of them play ukulele. It's me, and one plays now. I'm learning how to play guitar. You know, I catch on that from when I was in high school. 2 friends, you know, and my uncle from. When we used to have a family reunion, my uncle from New York, I don't know, the old timers, like I said, knew him as Johnny Pineapple. He used to play at the Lexington Hotel back in New York in those days. So I used to watch him play the guitar, but the kind of chords he used was, I haven't seen these chords before. It was all orchestra kind of chords, but I thought, wow. So I just put my guitar aside and just watch him play.
Where did you go to school?
Well, I was at school in Marino, in Honolulu. Back in the 50s, and when I graduated, I played on the Sunset Sail, Ali Kai in Hawaiian Village, and moonlight sail for a couple of what you call companies that some boats that go out in the evening, come out, you know, tourists go out with us, and you know, they don't say anything. By the time they come back and feeling, you know, whoopsie, and they're so friendly. The style I like was George Howe, the way he plays the music. He always sings from the heart. And I was growing up, I was going to school, high school, and used to go out to these parties at weekend, and he always was invited. Hey, George Howe's singing. Well, I gotta see this guy, and that's what influenced me for start playing the guitar and watching.
How did you start with the Happy Hawaiians?
Happy Hawaiians, okay. Mike and I was my neighbor when I was living on the North Shore, and I retired in '94. I moved up here in '95, and we used to go down and watch him play, and then apparently the gang went to you know, fall off for a little while. Then he used to come over my house, and we used to play music. I used to get parties at my place, and we used to jam, and all my friends used to come over. So then about I think it was about 7 years ago, Mike asked me, "Hey, you want to come play with us? I see you play. You can play." I thought, well, I used to play before, but I haven't played for a long time. So Mike, I had a what you call a ovation guitar, but wasn't amplified. So Mike told me, "Hey, yeah, you can have this guitar." He gave me a Martin. Oh, I was surprised. Whoops. Yeah. So from then on, it was Mike told me, "Hey, get this and that and play." So that's how I got invited. Mike used to play with my dad. Oh. And like I said, he and my dad used to get together and used to play in the backyard music. Oh boy. They played till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
So Hawaiian music is your roots and your favorite thing?
Oh yeah. Backyard music is more relaxed, you know. You can do what you want, you play what you want, and you know, you want to take off, you want to rest, you want to go eat, you go eat. That's what backyard music was all about. But you know, when you play, on stage where you're getting paid for it, you gotta. You get time, take a break, okay, and now we've got to play music, backyard music. Hey, you folks ready? Let's play.